Hey everyone, good morning, and or technically good afternoon by the time you watch this. This is the first class for literacy skills for the 2020-2021 school year. And instead of just jumping into our curriculum, which I will link below this, our unit first is government. So so that's kind of talking about rules and laws and the reasons they're in place. So I'll link those activities below, but I just wanted to do a read aloud for you. I'm a huge book lover, as you can sort of tell in my background, and I have a bunch more picture books and other things in my living room. So I wanted to share my love of reading with you and practice a word that we say a lot at the beginning of the year is hello and nice to meet you. So behind me is actually the core board. I scooch out of the way here. So these are the most common words that are used within the Burlingame School, Beaverton School District. So we have talking about I and me and you a lot as we meet new people and meet new friends. There's many students who are returning to my class and others who are starting. So yeah, will you go on this adventure with me? And we're gonna read Hello, Lighthouse. Scooch out of the way so you can see it all. It's a really pretty book inside. Hello, Lighthouse. On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. It's built to last forever, sending its light out to the sea, guiding the ships on their way. From dusk to dawn, the lighthouse beams. Hello, 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 lighthouse. So this is where I would like you to pause the video and say hello to anyone that's around you or with you watching the video. This is a way that we will be doing it for our lessons when I do a read aloud. I'll have you pause and focus on one word on our core board or a word that's related to the book we're reading. So today is hello. So every time you hear that in the book, I'd like you to pause and say hello in any way you can. Wave, verbally, nodding your head, smiling. Okay, let's keep reading. The new keeper arrives to replace the old, to carry on tending the light. He polishes the lens and refills the oil and trims the burning end of the wick. Throughout the night, he winds the clockwork that keeps the lamp in motion. During the day, he gives the round rooms a fresh coat of sea green paint. He writes in the logbook and threads his needle and listens to the gathering wind. The wind takes a deep breath and blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. Don't forget to pause and say hello. The keeper boils water and drinks his tea as he fishes for cod from the window. He sets the table and hums a tune and wishes for someone to talk to. Every few days he writes her a letter and throws it into the waves. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and waits for her reply. The sky grows dark and the waves rise and crash. Hello, hello, hello. Pause and say good luck. The keeper looks through his telescope. The tender arrives, bringing oil and flour and pork and beans. And his wife! He shows her around the round rooms of their house. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and sets the table for two. Ooh, it's really foggy on this page. The fog makes everything disappear. A bell must be rung to warn the ships. Clang, clang, clang. One thick night, disaster strikes. A boat is wrecked on the rocks. Not a moment to lose, the keeper rows out. He pulls 3 sailors from the deep Black Sea. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and wraps the sailors in blankets. The sea turns into a carpet of ice. Hello, hello, hello. Pause and say hello. One dawn, the keeper begins to sneeze. By dusk, he is terribly ill. His wife is everywhere at once, running up and down the spiral stairs. She tends the light and feeds him broth and chips of ice off the lantern room windows. She sits by his side and writes in the logbook the minute his fever breaks. The icebergs pass by on their journey south. The whales pass by on their journey north. Hello, hello, hello. Pause and say hello. Inside the lighthouse, the woman walks around and around the room. Her husband boils water and helps her breathe in and out. He tends the light and writes in his logbook. And notes the birth of his child. The sky erupts in swirls of green. Hello, hello, hello. Pause and say hello. The tender arrives, bringing oil and flour and pork and beans and the mail, along with fresh books and news from the land. There's an unexpected letter with the Coast Guard seal. The keeper winds the clockwork and polishes the lens, just as he always has done. He tends the light and writes in the logbook, but knows that it's not for long. Together they watch the horizon. The Coast Guard arrives with a brand new light and installs the machine to run it. No lamp to fill, no wick to trim. The keeper's work is done. He climbs to the top of the spiral stairs and closes the logbook for good. They pack their belongings into the boat and wave farewell to the gulls. Wave farewell. Beyond the breakers, they all look up. Goodbye, Lighthouse. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. When you leave someone, you say goodbye. You can pause now and say goodbye. On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea. The fog rolls in and the fog rolls out. The waves rise and crash. The wind blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. Over the waves across the bay, a light on the land beams back. Hello, 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 Lighthouse. You can pause and say hello. And now they are on the land, looking back at the lighthouse. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. It's one of my new favorites. It just came out this last year. So I look forward to reading more stories with you, and I'll link some other things in the description for you to work on. Thanks.